Between all of the games that I've played, such as Call of Duty, Borderlands, Uncharted, and of course, who could forget, the old fashioned game Zelda. The Legend of Zelda is by far the best game in the entire world. The whole series of Zelda games, the instruments, the gameplay, the graphics, the animations, and the music of Zelda. All of that I thought was really awesome. So if I had to say one thing is that all the games of The Legend of Zelda are my number one favorite game to play. I love the Zelda games. They are just amazing. I just think it's just breathtaking and speechless because you never know what the characters are going to do or what they're going to say or how they're going to react or respond in certain situations. And you never know what boss your player is going to be fighting. But what mainly draws me to the Zelda games is this: the bonding between the players. Between, like, Link and his schoolmates, Link and the princess, Zelda, and how he goes through to the end of the world just to save the princess's life when she is captured. He saves her, he plays on his ocarina, and he dominates the bad and stores the dark, magic, evil force within the Master Sword, and then stores the Master Sword beyond the gates of time, where the Master Sword will rest and the evil is put away for good. That is awesome. And I also love the storyline of the whole dang Zelda games. I watch the Zelda games. I find them to be very, very informative. And the thing that I love most about Zelda games is that they give you a shoot back ground video where they tell you the background story on the game. And yes, they do have videos that they play during the actual gameplay. Like right when you really want to be able to play just the game and no watching videos on the shoot back sections, watch the shoot back sections, man. Because they tell you things that you might need to know later on down the road in the game. That's why I watch the shoot back sections of the movie. I watch the playback videos. I even watch videos on YouTube to help guide me through the Zelda games. I don't do it the way that other people do it. I only watch the way that others do it only because they show me things that I may have missed when playing a Zelda game. Now, the main thing I love most about the Zelda games, obviously, I may have already said this, but I'm going to say it again. The bonding between the characters that they have between each other, like Link battling like Ganondorf and freaking Zant, and the other bosses like Demise. He was a hard one, by the way. I had a tricky time beating him, but I did. And I love that Link would go through and beyond the call of action and the call of duty to save the land from below Skyloft and the land that he knows, which is Hyrule. Hyrule and the Zora Kingdom, the Zora Domain, everything, even Kakariko Village. All the villages that he has been in and everything that he has gathered info on is fun for him because he is learning things so that it could help him with stopping evil from taking over the whole land. So that's what I like most about the game, is that Link fights for the good of mankind. For fairy people, the elf people, he fights bad guys to keep them from ruining things and to keep them from taking over the world. And that's why I think Zelda games are a top-notch and must-play sort of game than any other game on the planet. Any other video game on the planet's not nearly as good as the Zelda games. The Zelda games are insanely fun. Now, I've never played the very first Zelda game ever made, which is just called The Legend of Zelda. It's like one of those 8-bit pixels kind of games. So, check out the Zelda games. If either of you haven't heard of the Zelda games, I know there's a few of you out there in the world that love everything that has to deal with the Legend of Zelda games and all the other stuff included. Well, the reason why I chose to become a fan of Zelda is because of what Link has done. Right before I ever heard of Zelda, I never even heard of it before, years and years and years ago. When I first heard of it, I thought, what's the point in this game? And then I thought to myself, let me just watch some YouTube videos on a couple Zelda games, and then I'll give my honest opinion after each and every video that I watch on the game. And that's why I got into the Zelda games, because I love all the details, the graphics, the music, the heartwarming moments, the fierce battles between the good and the evil, and how evil ends up failing and good in the goodness of the Sky People, which is like what Link is. He's a sky person, I believe, and he battles the evil and he triumphs over evil. He battles it, he defeats it, he does whatever he can to prevent evil from ever taking over the world and corrupting many souls and all that. So, yeah, I would advise you guys to check out the Zelda games. Seriously. I think you would like it. Oh, and check this out. You know what that symbol is for? Okay, some of you might know this, and some of you might not, but let me refresh your memory. This symbol on the bag is called the Triforce. Link would have this glowing on his hand, and let's just say he is the hero of legend. And look at this. See? This is my ocarina. See? And I chose to get an ocarina because I am literally a big, big fan of the Zelda games, really. I chose to get an ocarina because it's one of the instruments that you actually get in one of the Legend of Zelda games. And personally, the one game I remember seeing an ocarina in and being played by Link by is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I remember Link playing that, and I just fell in love with it because the music is so peaceful. And I don't know where I would be if I didn't hear how beautiful the sounds, the songs of the Zelda games there is. I love the games, but I also love the bonding, the friendship, and how the character, one of the main characters, which is Link, goes to beyond the call of action, duty, and the call of being the hero, going all the way just to protect those he cares for and those he loves. So I advise you to check out the games because those are really, really fun. For those of you who haven't played it, check out games like The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, and The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Take a look at those games and then tell me what you think. And if you think you're ready for those, then my advice, start with The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Alright, this is T Man signing off. Peace.